Hi guys, this is Mike and this is part 2 of 2 in my series on solving the Megaminx. In part 1 I showed you how to do everything except for this top layer here. And in this part 2 I'm going to teach you how to do this top layer. And if you're already familiar with the Rubik's Cube, which I would consider a prerequisite for this video, you will find everything will come really easy because the algorithms are the same or very similar as those for doing the top layer of the Rubik's Cube. Much like the Rubik's Cube, the first step is to orient the top edges. And there's only certain situations you may encounter. One you will see a lot is this one right here, where 3 of the edges are already right and we want gray on top. And if the 3 that are correct are in one group of 2 and one singleton like this, then you put it in this situation like this, where the 2 that are next to each other are on the left here and the singleton is on the right here. And you do this, and this algorithm you should know from the Rubik's Cube. Front, right, upper, right prime, upper prime, front prime. And there, they are now all those edges are correct. But let me show you some other situations you may encounter. Here's another situation you may encounter where 3 of them are correct and they're all next to each other. When that happens, put those 3 correct ones in this position here, where 2 of the correct ones are in the back and 1 of them is on the left, like this. And then do that same algorithm I just said. Front, right, upper, right prime, upper prime, front prime. And then that will lead you to the situation I just did where there's 3 correct in a group of 2 and a group of 1 like that. If you get a situation where only 1 of them is right, then put that one correct one on the right side here. And if none of them are correct, then you can do that algorithm that I just said, starting from any position on the top. So I think that's all you need to know about positioning the top edges. So next we will talk about orienting the top edges. Okay guys, the next step, much like with the top layer of the Rubik's Cube, is to position the top edges. And I've seen a lot of different algorithms for this, but I think they all pretty much do the same thing. They may rotate things in the opposite direction or different pieces, but yeah, I think that they more or less do the same thing. And the one that I am going to teach you, what it does is it rotates these 3 here, keeping these 2 the same, the front one and the left one. And it rotates them in a clockwise direction. So if you have, we can put it, if we have, and you can rotate this around how you like, but look for a situation where 2 of them are right. So if you can get 2 of them correct, like this one here is correct because pink touches pink, and this one is correct because cream touches cream, but that's wrong, and that's wrong. So if the 2 correct ones are adjacent to each other, put them on the front and the left side and then do the following algorithm. Right, upper 2, right prime, upper prime, right, upper prime, right prime. And now they should all be correct. Correct, 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 correct. But let me show you some other situations you may encounter. Okay guys, here's another situation you will encounter a lot, where you have 2 correct ones, in this case light green and light blue, but they're not adjacent, and I don't like, so the way I like to do this is to start from a situation where just 1 is correct. So I'm just going to rotate that top and take another count. So wrong, wrong, right, wrong, wrong. So I like it if just 1 is correct. And you may find that when you rotate it, you get another 2 that are correct. if they're adjacent, then do that algorithm I just said. But if they're across from each other again, then just keep rotating until you find this situation where just one is right. And then put that one correct one in front and do that same algorithm. Right, upper 2, right prime, upper prime, right, upper prime, right prime. And let's reevaluate. So now we have 2 correct and they're adjacent. Correct, correct, wrong, wrong, wrong. So, as I said before, when you have 2 correct and adjacent ones, put them on the front and the front left side here and do that algorithm like the same one. Right, upper 2, right prime, upper prime, right, upper prime, right prime. And now they should all be correct. Correct, 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 correct. And yeah, and if there's any situation that I forgot to say, just do anything. Do that algorithm from any situation you like, and it won't take long until they're all correct. So the edges are now done. The next step is to orient the top corners. Okay, next let's orient the top corners. I can see the 2 are already correctly oriented, as evidenced by the fact that gray is on top. So what we're going to do is we just are going to do a 4-move algorithm many times until they're all correctly oriented. So start with an incorrectly oriented corner in the front right, like this one here. And let's remember that we have cream here in front, but any color is fine. And do this algorithm. And by the way, I'm going to introduce a new term that I don't think I've said yet, D, which is down. So this would be down, rotating like that, and this would be D prime, moving the down that way. All right, ready? Again, the incorrect one in the upper right. R prime, D prime, R, D. And do we have gray here on top? No, so do it again. R prime, D prime, R, D. So now gray is on top, so that's good. And now we're going to rotate that top, being careful to keep this cream center in front of us until there is another incorrect corner on the upper right, and keep repeating. R prime, D prime, R, D. Is this gray? Nope, so do it again. R prime, D prime, R, D. Is it gray? Yes, it is. So rotate that top again until there is an incorrect corner on top, as evidenced by the fact that gray is not on top. And repeat. R prime, D prime, R, D. Is it gray? No. R prime, D prime, R, D. Is it gray? Yes. So now look, our top is entirely gray, so that means that all of our top corners are correctly oriented. The only thing left to do is to position them. Okay guys, it's time to finish this up. The last thing to do is to position the top corners. So let's see if any are already right. So wrong, 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 but that's fine. And the next step is I want to see how many closed loops we have. Usually it's just 1, but sometimes it's 2. So let's count. So what we have here is we have the green and pink. So let's see what is in the, I'm going to keep my finger here to remember it. So let's look for the pink and green corner. So here we have pink and cream. And what's in the pink and cream? We have the pink and blue. What's in the pink and blue? We have the orange and green. What's in the orange and green? We have blue and orange. And what's in blue and orange? That original cube. So we came full circle, which is good. It makes things a little bit less complicated, but I'll show you what to do after this if we come to a situation with 2 closed loops. So because none of them are right, we can start with this top any way we like, but make sure to not mess up the edges. So let's just have pink in front, for lack of a better idea. And then What we're going to do is there's just two 3-move algorithms you need to know. And we're going to start with this one here. Again, having any incorrect one in the upper right. Right prime, down prime, right. And so what did we swing down here? The gray, blue, and cream. And let's put the position where this needs to go in the upper right. And then we're going to swing it up there with the following algorithm. Right prime, D, right. And now this one is right, but that swung an incorrect one down here. The gray, orange, and green. So let's put that position in the upper right, right here. And we're going to bring it up there with this algorithm that we started with. Right prime, D prime, right. And now that's right, but it swung this one down here, the gray, orange, and blue. So let's swing the position where that needs to go here, and we keep alternating between those two algorithms. So next we do this one. R prime, D, R. And now that one's right, but it swung this one down. So let's put the location where this gray, green, and pink needs to go in the upper right, and then do R prime, D prime, R. And then that swung this gray, cream, and pink down here. So let's put where the location where that needs to go in the upper right, and then do R prime, D, R. And the Megaminx is done. And I know it looked sloppy for a while there, but much like the Rubik's Cube, if you have faith in those two algorithms, it will all work itself out in the end. Trust me. Yeah, so this looks done. But don't leave. I'm going to show you what to do if you encounter a situation with two closed loops. Okay guys, there's just one thing left I have to say, and that's what to do if you get into a situation where you are positioning the top corners and you have two closed loops. And I created this situation for you to show you what to do. So here we have one correct corner. These two are reversed, and these two are reversed. So these two form a closed loop, and these two form a closed loop. And if you proceed by the method that I just said, what will happen is that you fix the first closed loop, but you won't have another corner to kick back up, and much of the rest of the cube will look all messed up. So the way I'm going to do this is first I fix one corner, but then I introduce the other corner into the other loop, effectively merging two loops into one loop. So let's just jump right in and do that, shall we? So here's one of the incorrect corners. So bring it down with a R prime, D prime, R, and then note where it needs to go between the cream and the pink corners. So rotate this so you have the pink and the cream edges here, and then bring it up with a R prime, D, R. So that's right. And that kicks down this one here. And it would be very tempting to put it here between the green and the pink edges, but don't. Put it somewhere wrong. And here is a good situation of a wrong corner. So let's kick it up there. So R prime, D prime, R. And then this kicks down this one here, the gray, orange, and blue. So put that in the correct position. R prime, D, R. And that kicks down this one here, the gray, cream, and blue. So put that here with a R prime, D prime, R. And then that kicks down the pink and the green. So put that where it needs to go with a R prime, D, R. And your cube is done. I mean, not your cube, your Megaminx, your dodecahedron, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's what you should do with two closed loops. Fix one of them and then merge the loops. So I hope you enjoyed both my videos on the Megaminx. These videos were brought to you by my website wizardofodds.com, which is all about the mathematical analysis of casino games, a big passion of mine. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. Hope it wasn't too long, and I'll see you in my next cubing video. Bye.